Welcome home, my friend. Welcome home. That's the smell of satisfaction right here. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is a good day because I finally got a bottle of House rye, which was not an easy task here in France, believe me. But that means that my list of essential bottles for a home bar is completed. If you haven't watched that video yet, I'm gonna link it up here. But that doesn't just mean that my list of bottles is completed. It also means that I can now make a proper Brooklyn, which I'm very excited about. Because when people ask me what's my favorite cocktail, 50% of the time I say a Brooklyn. The other half, it's a daiquiri, but that's just a matter of weather outside. That being said, it's kind of funny that here in France, the challenging ingredient to make my favorite cocktail was the rye. Because when I was in Canada, and for all my US friends, the challenging ingredient for the Brooklyn was the Amer Picon. This bottle right here, which is a French bitter aperitif. Here in France, it is readily available. Like literally in all grocery store or convenience store, you will find Amer Picon. So now this is not a problem anymore for me. I have my bottle of rye, I have my Picon, all the other ingredients. I can now make myself Brooklyn cocktails every day, all day if I want. And I'm very happy. So if you guys are ready, you get it. Today we're gonna make a Brooklyn together. Let's do it right now. How do you feel about this new space, by the way? Do you like it? Besides the fact that it's very echoey, I dig it, but that's gonna be temporary. We moved out from our friend's domain in the south of France, and we just got here in his city apartment downtown Bordeaux. But the thing is, he's selling the space because he's now living full-time on the countryside, so that's not gonna last forever. It's gonna be temporary. Once again, I'm actually considering calling the channel Truffles on the Roads, because we move a lot. But anyways, if you guys want to see how this apartment looks like, because it's beautiful, when we were here 3 years ago, I've made a small video tour and I put it on the channel. But be gentle, that was the early days of the channel and I was really awful and uncomfortable in front of the camera. I'm not saying I'm fully natural yet, but sometimes when I doubt myself, I go back and watch these videos and I'm like, okay, that's fine. You got better, it's okay. But anyways, that being said, let's move on to the cocktail because I'm sure that's what you're here for. The Brooklyn, a pre-prohibition cocktail dating back from the early 1900s. It was created by Jacob Grusko and it was first published in a cocktail book in 1908 in Strobe's Manual of Mixed Drinks. The recipe back then was calling for equal parts of rye whiskey, sweet vermouth, a dash of Amer Picon, and a dash of Maraschino liquor. We had to wait until the 1930s in the Savoy cocktail book for dry vermouth being used instead of sweet. And this is what I believe is now the standard for a Brooklyn. And it's my personal preference. So that's gonna be a recipe similar to that I'm gonna share with you today. So for the ingredients, what you're gonna need is first, rye whiskey. And today I'm using House rye 100 proof. I believe this is a great choice for a Brooklyn. This is a low rye, so that means there's only 51% of rye in the mash bill. But that also means that the spiciness from the rye will be well balanced and rounded up by the higher amount of corn in the whiskey. I think this is great in a Brooklyn because we already have some dryness from the dry vermouth and sweetness from the Maraschino and Picon that are perfectly balanced together. So if we add to that a very spicy rye, it's gonna be, in my opinion, too spicy or too dry. On the other hand, if we use a bourbon, it's just gonna be too mellow and too sweet. So this is, in my opinion, the perfect whiskey for the Brooklyn. Then we're also gonna need dry vermouth. And today I'm using Noli Prat Extra Dry. This is part of my essential bottle list. I just love this dry vermouth and it works really well in the cocktail. Next, we're gonna need Amer Picon. And today I'm using Amer Picon. But if you guys are in the States or in Canada or anywhere else on the planet where you have a hard time finding Picon, you can use Amaro Chicharo. This is a great substitute for Amer Picon. And lastly, we're gonna need Maraschino liquor. So now, let's make the cocktail. So first, in a mixing glass, we're gonna pour 2 ounces or 60 ml of rye whiskey. To that, we're gonna add 3/4 ounce or 22.5 ml of dry vermouth. 1/4 of an ounce or 7.5 mils of Amer Picon. And 1 teaspoon or 5 mils of Maraschino liquor. Now I'm gonna fill my mixing glass with ice and stir it for about 60 revolutions. Next, we're gonna strain the cocktail in a Nick and Nora or a cocktail coupe. And lastly, I'm simply gonna add a cocktail cherry in the cocktail. And this is it. This is my favorite way to make a Brooklyn cocktail. Cheers. This is hands down my favorite stirred down cocktail. I love so much the fact that it is very complex, but it's not too rich or too sweet at the same time. You know, I often think that stirred down drinks, which is my favorite category of cocktails, are on the sweet side and too much for me. And that's probably because we use modifiers that are sweet to give layers of flavors. We do that here in this case with Maraschino and Amer Picon, but they are in small amount and they are really well balanced by the dryness of the Dry Vermouth. And I think this is what charms me that much in that cocktail. It is stiff, it is complex, it is light at the same time. I love it and I hope you're gonna love it too. So that's it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Hit the like and the bell if you want to be notified when we post a new cocktail video. Until then, thank you very much again. Have a great day and see you very soon. Cheers. Do you know that Picon changed their recipe over the years? It was recently brought to my attention and that idea obsesses me. Because that means that I won't be able, and neither would you be able, to drink a Brooklyn the way it was when it was created. And I want to change that. I want to recreate the original Picon. And I have an idea. There's this guy, Alex. He has an amazing cooking YouTube channel. He has a very thorough, almost mad scientist approach when it comes to cooking techniques or flavors. Plus he's French, so I'm sure Picon must be in his DNA somewhere in some ways. So I'm sure he would be able to help me out. There's only one problem. I know him, he doesn't know me. So guys, if that's something that intrigues you as well, head over to his channel, find his latest video, go to the comment section, tell him I sent you to ask him to accept this challenge to recreate the original Picon with me. If enough of you do that, Alex, maybe now you're watching this. If you are, would you accept the challenge to do that with me? That would be awesome and our contribution to the mixology world. So if you do accept, here's my email. Looking forward to hear from you. Thank you, and hope to have a original Brooklyn with you one day. Cheers. That's still good though with the Picon that we have nowadays. I love it.